welcome to another episode of the Crew Podcast. I am your visionary, Queen Angela. And if you are a diva that's looking to amplify your voice and you're looking for a home, we have space for you. Come on over and join them divas of the airways and amplify your voice.
At Wings of Transformation Publishing, we are committed to helping our authors reach their goals and pursue their dreams of becoming published authors. We work closely with each author to ensure a successful publishing experience, and we are dedicated to helping them tell their stories in the most meaningful and impactful ways. We look forward to putting you on the path to writing your book.
Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now.
Hey, y'all. It's the visionary of AALAC, the Chasing Your Dream Book Tour. And we have partnered with the Los Angeles South Chamber of Commerce Foundation. And we will be at the Jesse Owens Park August the 17th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come out.
Because I'm back.
Welcome to the SC Book Gal and Friends Chat. We're going to be talking about the latest in book reviews, author interviews, and life. Come on in and join us. We're ready. Are you?
I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me.
Hey, you guys. Welcome to SC Book Gals and Friends. And it's another Saturday night, and you know that I am here to bring you a new book and a new author to add to your to-be read list. So we're going to take a step back from the fiction, and we're going to bring it into some nonfiction. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a life journey. You know, it's the halfway mark. We're partway through the year. Some of us might have forgot about our New Year's resolutions, but we still need the benefits of, let's say, going back and remembering what we planned on 2024. Okay. Now, I am going to be bringing up author Elijah Lewis. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hello, Mr. Lewis. How are you?
Yep.
So,
I'm doing good, Miss Patrice. How are you doing this evening?
I am great. So thank you for being a guest on SC Book Gals and Friends. And I am so eager to talk to you tonight. You guys, we're going to have a great conversation. You guys know how I do it on my show. We just talk and we let the author explain their book to us. So you go ahead and get your pen and your pencils and your paper. Or if you're like me, you get your phone. So you can go ahead and add it to your list, okay? So, Mr. Lewis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Well, Miss Patrice, again, thank you for having me on. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elijah Lewis. I am the author, as you can see, of Your Jewels in Your Journey, Life Lessons Lead to Your Optimal Self. I'm also a motivational speaker. A little bit about my background. I am from Baltimore, Maryland. I am a graduate of Tuskegee University, as well as Morgan State University. I got my bachelor's in mechanical engineering and my master's in cybersecurity. Currently, I am working as an engineer with NAVC, so I still keep my day job, but all in all, my purpose is to try to get better one step at a time and to inspire people to see the jewel that's within themselves and continue to be their optimal selves as well.
Okay, so I like that. I think we all need to step back and evaluate ourselves. Um, my question to you is,
Mm-hmm.
how hard should we be on ourselves when we're evaluating ourselves to either start a journey or continue on a journey? I know for myself, I can be pretty hard on myself. So I'm wondering, am I being too hard or
I think
too
that's a
lenient?
very good question. Yeah, I think that is a very good question. And I think it's you really just have to have the balance. I think because it's easier to say, okay, I need to be hard on myself. I'm not where I am, or I've fallen off, I'm falling short. But what I talk about in my book is life, or better yet, the journey is about progression. It's not about perfection because we're all human beings, so we're all flawed. But but the goal is that we should be getting better today than we were yesterday. So you are going to make mistakes, and that is okay because, like I said, we're human. But the main antithesis is how can I get better than I was yesterday? And I think when you become really, really hard on yourself, it stops you from making that progress because you see that there's no end in sight, and you get to that place of hopelessness. Whereas if you say, you know what, I've made some mistakes, I've had some challenges, but you know what? I'm still here. I still have an opportunity to get better. When you have that mindset, it allows you to progress to getting to either starting your journey or continuing your journey. I'll say this as an example. For a person, let's say they may be struggling with their weight. If they say, you know what, I'm overweight, I'm just out of shape, I'm fat, I don't see me how I'm going to lose all this weight, you probably will not be able to do that. But if you say, you know what, here's what I need to do. I need to stop eating these types and some results, if that makes sense. So it's all about the mindset that you have. But I don't think you should necessarily be hard on yourself. If anything, you should evaluate yourself going to achieve those goals and then go forward from there.
Okay, okay. So, what brought you to writing this book? I mean, one thing I would notice after working at the library so many years, I am now, I would say, in the past 2, 3 years, starting to see a more of an emphasis on mental health and journeys and quality of life in the African American community. Before, I would
Mm-hmm.
only see that when it came to our counterparts, but not us. So, what brought you? Because I see that your book was written last year, and like I tell my readers, old book is always a new book because I don't consider no book old because nobody has read every book. But your book
There
seems
you go.
to, I'm, I won't even say seems to. Your book is great for this designated point in time. So, what made you want to write your jewels are in your journey? What brought you here?
Well, it's kind of interesting because what I tell a lot of people is I actually had no plans on writing a book. And my publisher was there and he was selling some of his books. And as I went to get my book signed by him, he asked, did I ever think about writing a book? And honestly, my plan was no, I really just thought he was going to just sign my book and keep it moving. But what I liked about that is he saw something in me that maybe I didn't see in myself. And when I started thinking about some of the experiences that I've gone through in my journey and the challenges that I've gone through, I know what it's like to be lost on your journey and to feel that sense of, as you talked about earlier, that hopelessness of not knowing where to turn. I've had my challenges, whether it was academically. I tell people I only graduated from high school with a 2.58 GPA. If they had a cum laude for high school, mine would have been thank you, dear Lordy, because that's how much of a ride it was. But what I tell people is I don't want other people to feel like I did, because so many of us get to a place where we do feel lost or we don't know where to turn on our journey. Like I said earlier, we feel like we're not at where we are right now. And what made me want to do that was, okay, I've had some experiences that I haven't really shared with a lot of people, but at the same time, I want to tell my story, because what I tell my readers and people who talk about my book is not only are we all on a journey, but we all have a story to tell. So
Yes.
with that being said, I felt like, okay, you know what? I want to tell my story about some of the challenges that I've been through and how I was able to overcome them, but more so how we all can overcome challenges to be our best self, because that's what we're all looking forward to doing in this life. So really, it was more so circumstance, of course, being
Great.
at that expo, but more so as I thought about it deeper, being able to come to terms with what I went through and hopefully use that as a source of inspiration for people who
It seems like your book should be somebody's graduation gift.
read the book afterwards.
Your book should be some graduation gifts. I mean, you know how your grandma used to give you the little $25 for your graduation? She need to stick that card inside your book and say, here, start your journey. Because the little excerpts that I've read, I was like, okay. So let me ask you a question. What jewel do you feel is the most important with starting the journey? Not being on it, but just starting the journey. What jewel should be that important?
I would say the most important jewel, I would say, is the last one, which is the most, because if you don't know who you are, it's hard to know where you're going. And
Ooh.
when you know who you are as a person and the potential that's inside of you for greatness, the other jewels in the book and the other jewels that you learn in life will seem to fall into place. So that would be my most important one, is because we have to start within ourselves, who we are as individuals, before we can start helping the community as a collective. So that would be my most important jewel for sure, is knowing that you yourself are a jewel, because as I said earlier, once you know who you are, it's easier to know where you're trying to go. And also the rest of the jewels that come into your life, have a good role model, the rest of those jewels fall right into place.
Great. So it has to start with us. So we need to know where okay. Okay, I get you. So we're going to take a little break real quick, and we're going to come back, you guys, and we're going to finish talking to Mr. Lewis, and we're going to find out some more of these jewels that we need to take. Okay, you guys? Make sure you come back in a minute, okay?
Got 60 seconds? Take a mental health minute to learn about depression disorders. They cause symptoms that affect how you feel, how you think, and how you handle daily life. Depression should be treated by health professionals. Don't try to handle it alone or treat it with alcohol or illegal drugs. Treatments include psychotherapy or talk therapy, medication, and sometimes brain stimulation therapy. These treatments may also be used in combination with one another. If you think you might have depression, talk to a trusted friend, family member, or healthcare provider. The earlier treatment begins, the more effective it is. Learn more about depression through the NIMH website and take 60 seconds to share this mental health minute to help someone else.
Welcome back, you guys, and we got Mr. Lewis back with us. So the journey starts with me. Let's see. So this half of my show is our fun questions, okay? It's still going to be concerning your book, but
Okay.
they are lighter questions, okay? If you could
All right.
co-write this book with any other person, your Jews are in your journey. If you can co-author a part two of this wonderful book, who would be your co-author?
Oh, that's an interesting question. That's a good one. I like that. I would have to say if I could co-write a part two to your Jewels in Your Journey, I would probably do it with my dad because my father has been a huge role model in my life. In fact, to give a little bit of the book, I talk about how much of an impact he has he's had on my life because I talk about having a role model as one of my jewels, and my life have been monumental and inspirational to say the least. So, I say, of course, without both of my parents, there's no me. But I definitely say when it comes to where I am today, as far as coming to my own manhood, I wouldn't be the man I am today without my dad. So definitely, if I could write a part two, it would definitely be with him.
Well, happy Father's Day to your dad. And if you're a father, or if you're not a father, happy Men's Day to you. And so here's our next fun question. If your book was turned into a movie and you're the main character, who would you want to play you and why?
Okay.
I'm seeing Denzel because you're very, very poised. I see Denzel. Mm, yeah, I see
Ooh,
Denzel.
okay.
Who do
Hey, I'm
you
not
see?
mad at that. Hey, Denzel's one of my favorite actors, so
Okay,
I would
okay.
not be mad at that. Denzel is one of my favorite actors. Hey, if we can make this into a movie, and somebody can get in touch with Denzel, hey, I would be totally on board. I'm sure he can make it happen, and who knows, we might get an Oscar out of it too. You never know. So
How well it reads, you could get an Oscar on it. But who would you want to play?
I would say this though, Denzel or Denzel or Will Smith. That'll be my two. Either Denzel or Will Smith.
You know what? I could see Will Smith. And he would be someone who would need to read this book. So I can see that. I can see Will Smith. But we don't want, let's see. We can get Will Smith when he played the homeless father, the serious Will Smith, not the bad boys who we have
Yeah,
to do
definitely.
before right now.
Well, it's funny, I haven't read his. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I haven't read his book yet, but I heard it was very good because I feel like Will was talking about his own life journey when he wrote his book, which I would love to read at some point. So, I'm not saying my book is like Will Smith. I mean, come on, it's Will Smith is up here. I'm just starting out, but definitely, I think if he would be a good fit to play me for sure if he had the opportunity. All I know is I feel like getting somebody like Will Smith on board would be great because one thing we know for sure, the movie would slap. So
You did that. That was a good one. You
I
did
had to
that
go there.
one. You did that. So
A little Oscars humor. I'm sorry. It's been 2 years. I think we can laugh about it now.
it's been 2 years now. Wow. It seems like it was just yesterday when yeah.
Yeah, it's been 2 years
So
since the Oscars. Yeah, yeah.
I would have never thought that. Wow. So who would be your ideal audience for your book? Can I give it to a teenager or should I give it to an adult? Like who would be the person that said this book is for you? Who would be your ideal audience?
It's interesting. It's interesting because I feel like I don't necessarily completely have an ideal audience, and I say that because I've had both sides of the coin by the book. I've had uh, elders by the book, which I'm really thankful because my elders don't have to do that. A lot of elders can say, "Listen, young man, I've been on my journey for 50, 60, 70 years. I don't know what your 27-year-old self can tell me, I'm good. But when they buy that book, it means a lot to me because it shows that they're still open to learning. And
Yeah.
it also allows them to have that connection, I think, to what the youth do. Because it's so easy for us as we get older to separate what the youth is going through, what they're thinking of, things like two reasons. One, our young people are just starting out on their journey. And if they can avoid the mistakes that, our elders made, or even young people like myself have made, then we definitely want to make sure we help them avoid those pitfalls. In fact, just recently, I had one of my Tuskegee alums with the Baltimore Tuskegee Alumni Club. She is a part of a group called the Young Achievers, and it was a bunch of high school students who they bought my book, and they all read the book. They had me speak.
Wow. So, you guys, this book is available. Okay, there you go.
Trying to be better. And I think the book is definitely for you.
So, tell us, where can we get the book? Where can we follow you? Just give us the rundown on all your social media contacts. So, are you a type of person that drop nuggets every day, or get my book and you get all my nuggets? Like, give us the rundown on how we can follow and support author Elijah Lewis. So you guys, I can tell you one of his book is found on Amazon, and I'm looking at it, and it is on Kindle and paperback. Okay, you guys. He says this is great reads for everyone. And I really think that right now, especially those who are going through the graduation season and who are transitioning to the next part of life, if it's graduation, having a baby, or just retirement, this book is great for those who are, well, really everyone, because we are all on a journey, okay? So we would like to thank Mr. Lewis. As you can tell, we're having a little technical difficulties, but that's absolutely fine, you guys. Oh, he's back. I think we got him again. Mr. Lewis? So, you guys, if you missed any part of this wonderful interview with Mr. Lewis, feel free to check out us on all of the major podcasting groups. We also have the replay, like you can, when we get finished with the broadcast tonight, you can turn around and look at it again on YouTube, okay? I am going to post the links to grab Mr. Lewis's book, Your Jewels Are in Your Journey. I have mine right here. So you can purchase yours, you guys. We are having technical difficulties, but that is absolutely fine. We thank you for being here with us on another Saturday night with SC Book Gals and Friends. Grab Your Jewels Are in Your Journey by Elijah Lewis on Amazon. And next week, I got another author for you guys, okay? Next week, 8 o'clock, same time, same place, new author. And guess what? Don't forget about our Readers Bingo. It's going to be an Inspiring Authors magazine when it hits shelves, and on Kindle and on Blurb. So you can have it all, okay, you guys? Another Saturday night. Good night. Bye. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you found a new book to read or a new author to explore. Join us again in 2 weeks for SC Book Gals and Friends Chat.
Have a good evening.